Hello there. Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 7 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here again to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. Today I want to talk about that subject of dealing with difficult people. It's one that we all, I think, find ourselves dealing with, want some information around. It's one of my most popular topics when I go out and do my presentations. And the quote that I'm sending out to those 5,000 people on my quote list has to do with that. It basically says, you never want to tie your peace of mind to another person's state of mind. Now let's break that down and see what I'm talking about, what I mean, what I don't mean. I don't mean that you shouldn't care about people. I don't mean that you should, if somebody's important to you, is in your family or in your life that's upset, you should say, well, I'm just not going to tie my peace of mind to your state of mind. You just need to handle that. It's not about being insensitive. It's about being purposeful. So let's start with those people that I think we can become very clear about in terms of whether or not we want to tie our peace of mind to their state of mind. Let's say someone who cuts us off on the freeway, or some customer service person that it just is there to explain the policy and not to help us solve the problem. Somebody we don't know and will never see again. Have you noticed in the past how often we have a tendency to tie their experience to our experience, make them the cause of how we find ourselves reacting? I think we can all agree these people are not that important in our life. If you have watched my videos, you may remember that one of the questions I ask people when I'm doing my Dealing with Difficult People seminar is, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you want that person to be in your life? And if it's someone you don't know, never gonna see before, somebody on the freeway, some clerk, most people say 0. But if we understand that making someone important really allows them to change the chemical makeup of our body, you know, I talk about that a lot in my Life from the Top of the Mind philosophy, that when we engage this lower 20% of the brain, we're dumping adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol into our body, or we're allowing somebody else to do that to us. And I think on that particular situation, we are making that person way more important than we want them to be. So if we can just begin to step back from that, say, nope, not going to tie my peace of mind to that person's state of mind. My peace of mind is more important than that. We can be very clear about that. What about somebody in your family or a coworker that is upset? If they're not really, really close to you, then again, you can begin to be sensitive to their perspective and go, oh, God, I'm sorry you feel that way, but you don't have to get into it and try to change them. Often they're not looking for you to change them, especially those that are very close to you. Often when someone who's close to us comes to us with some concern, letting us know how they feel and letting us know they feel really bad, they're not looking for us to fix that or change that. They're really asking the question, do you understand? Which underneath that is, do I have a right to feel this? Am I crazy? So often we can empathize with people and say, oh yeah, man, I can see how you'd see it that way. I can see how that would be upsetting. What we're really doing is letting them know we can understand. They don't have to worry about there's something wrong with them in terms of that feeling. Now, if somebody says, hey, what are your thoughts about this? How can I change that feeling? That's a different experience. But I'm going to encourage you to begin to look at the difference between someone who's very, very close to you, someone you want to be sensitive to, someone who is not close to you, someone who you do not want to be important in your life. And for those people, I'm going to encourage you to practice not tying your peace of mind to their state of mind, but instead getting really clear, okay, how do I want to be with people like that? What is the feeling I do want to have? If I'm not going to do this, what am I going to do? Because sometimes when we just focus on what we don't want to do, all we can do is just not do that. It doesn't mean that we do what we want to do. Do we want to be clear, confident, creative, flexible? So once we get really clear, this is how I want to define myself when I'm dealing with difficult people that are not important to me. This is how I want to define myself when I'm dealing with someone who is important to me and is looking for my understanding. Now we have clarity about how we want to be, and we're going into those situations much more purposefully. Hoping this is giving you a kind of a sense of dealing with those difficult people in a way that frees you from tying your peace of mind to their state of mind. If you would like me to come and do a presentation to your organization about how all this works, you know, I have this philosophy called Life from the Top of the Mind. It's all about accessing the upper 80% of the brain. When we want to be purposeful, we access the purposeful part of who we are, not the reactive part of who we are. And I do this a lot. I get to go out and talk to people about it. I work with people as a psychologist, a coach, a counselor in that area. If this is something you're interested in, all you got to do is go to my website, hit the contact button. You can Google Bill Crawford, Ph.D. I'll come up on the first page. Let me know what you're interested in. Love to talk with you about that. I hope you're liking these videos. If you do, please hit the like button. Please share them with your friends. Your friends may need to hear this information. They may really find this valuable. You know how Google and Facebook and Pinterest and LinkedIn and all the folks love it when you like it and share it. So feel free to do that. In the meantime, here's to you, bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity to how you tie your peace of mind to another person's state of mind. More clarity, confidence, creativity in everything you do. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.